So welcome to the Texas STEM College and Career Panel. I'm so thrilled you can all join me today. First, I need to do a quick thank you to our sponsors. We are sponsored in Texas by Akamai Technologies, Amazon, Amgen Foundation, Arnold and Cakes, the Gen Charitable Foundation, BAE, Boeing, Gilead Sciences, Illumina Foundation, Jacobs Engineering, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Lockheed Martin, Psychmedics Corporation, Spark Therapeutics, TC Energy Foundation, Vulcan Materials, and WestRock. So a little bit about the Center for Excellence in Education. We were founded in 1983 by Joanne DeGennaro and Admiral Rickard Over, who's the father of the nuclear navy and civilian uses of nuclear power. And our mission is to nurture high school and university scholars to careers of excellence and leadership in STEM. And we offer 3 cost-free programs to students and teachers in the US. First up, we have the Research Science Institute, which is a highly competitive 6-week summer science and engineering program open to rising high school seniors. So kids apply in their junior year. And it combines on-campus coursework in scientific theory with off-campus work in science and technology research. This past summer and the summer before that, and I think this summer coming up, we actually were able to host it very successfully virtually. Those students go on to do well in like Regeneron competitions and those more advanced competitions, and many go on to get advanced STEM degrees. And I just found out this morning that it's about apparently a 50-50 between people becoming doctors and then going into research. Registration opens in mid-November with applications due in early January. And as soon as those applications, I get a date, I'll let you guys know. And then next up, we have the USA Bio Olympiad, or USABO, which is the nation's largest biology education and testing program. It's open to any high school student, and it's a series of examinations testing knowledge of biology concepts. Top 20 attend national finals in June, and then the top 4 go on to the International Bio Olympiad, which we actually do very well at. And if for anyone who teaches AP or IB biology classes, there are some really phenomenal student and teacher resources for that. And registration for schools and students is currently open. And if you go to our website, you can find out more information. Or if you would like to be connected directly to the director, you just let me know and I'm happy to do that. And lastly, we have TEP. And our big mission is just try to connect teachers with STEM professionals and share kind of what's the latest and greatest in research and development, with the real hope that, you know, we can provide you guys with some resources and opportunities that really support STEM learning in your classrooms. And this school year, we are doing a couple of virtual Bites of Sciences. I have 2 next week, so if you're interested, check out our website. We have someone from the zoo speaking, someone from BAE speaking at one of the events, and at the other event, someone from Jacobs Engineering, someone from Lockheed Martin, and a environmental scientist are speaking. We're also doing these college and career panels in hopes that we can kind of paint a broader picture of what STEM career pathways look like after high school. Because I know this is the work that I do, I frequently find it a little confusing. And there's a lot of different ways you can get into various jobs. We're also debuting our Square Root of STEM events. And those will be monthly virtual events, exploring kind of the science behind a popular topic. So our first event will be on detection dogs. Both the science, like sort of the genomics, and like breeding and what do we know about dogs' olfactory systems, but also discussing and exploring the animal husbandry that goes behind detection dogs being able to keep up with all the work that they do. After that, I believe we are doing the science of sports, and then we are going to talk about the impacts that sort of this like civilian space travel has had on, the future of space exploration. I believe we'll do one on candy making. We'll do one on agrogenomics, and probably one around some biomimicry. if you haven't been to our website recently, we have a new website, which is super exciting. And the lab bench is now actually on the TEF website. So I'm really excited for all of you guys. And lastly, is this public-private partnerships. Basically, if you're interested in finding a speaker, you want to connect with someone because you want to learn more content about whatever topic you're interested in, please contact me, get in touch with me, and I'm happy to connect you or try to connect you with someone. And then, so this is what our new website looks like. This is where the recordings of the presentations today and slides and some additional resources and links will be posted, and I will shoot you guys an email when that's all ready to go. Oh, wrong way. And then lastly, today we will be hearing from Susan Thompson, who is the Program Director of Engineering and STEM Initiatives at Houston Community College, Tim Wingo, who is School of Engineering, Technology, Mathematics, and Sciences Pathway Specialist at Dallas College, and Chance Neese, Human Resources Business Partner with Jacobs Engineering. I was hoping for a BAE speaker, but unfortunately they actually had to drop out last minute, so we'll just have 3 today. And with that, and lastly, the way this will work, all 3 will just speak right in a row, and at the end, if you have any questions, just please chat them to me throughout the presentations or at the end, whenever, and I will gather those questions and ask them of our panelists at the end. And with that, that's all I have. So Susan, it's yours to take it away.
Thank you all for joining us. We're very excited to be here. I represent Houston Community College. We have about 26 different campuses, numerous programs, over 100,000 students throughout the Houston area. So it is a program, it is a college that is quite large and caters to a lot of different programs, a lot of different needs. And I represent STEM as well as our engineering center. And as we are well aware, Houston is, there's a lot of engineering opportunities, specifically in Houston and in Texas. The greater Houston area employs over 92,000 engineers, and they anticipate within the next 10 years that we will need about 72,000 more engineers. And part of this is because of technology changing. Part of it is because of companies relocating to the Houston area. And then the other reason is because we have a lot of people that are baby boomers that are retiring out of our companies. And so there's going to be huge opportunities in Texas, in the United States. But part of our issue is that we are not graduating enough engineers to meet the need, the need that will be the openings for these students, which means there is a significant shortage. So the students that are in Texas are truly in the right place at the right time. What we have created is an Associate of Science in Engineering Science, and there are about 7 community colleges throughout the Texas area that offer this program. It is, we call it the ACES degree. It is approved through the Texas Coordinating Board, and it builds in about 18 hours of engineering into the 2-year associate's degree. It is designed to be manipulated. So depending on if you're electrical engineering, there'll be C++. If you're mechanical, then it's statics and dynamics. If you're chemical engineering, then so you'll be taking more chemistry classes. So it's designed to be manipulated, and it is transferable to any university within the state of Texas. And with that said, there may be some exceptions. There may be some courses that a university may want the student to take in addition, so it'll count as an elective, but great background. And it is, one of the benefits is it's fairly inexpensive to go to a community college in comparison to a 4-year university starting out. We offered classes day and night and weekends, and then class sizes are a lot smaller. And then another benefit is that we have a lot of professionals that are in our classes. I met a lady recently that works with Baker Hughes. She has an MBA from Rice University, and she is coming back through HCC, through our UT Tyler partnership, to earn an engineering degree because she's doing the engineering work and wants to be able to get the certification, the degree, and the pay that goes along with that. So there's huge opportunities to complete an associate degree and then transfer on. And this is designed as a transfer degree to transfer on to a 4-year engineering program. Our ACES program started out in 2012. We had 48 students as declared majors, and now we're off the charts. So we stopped updating the chart, but we have over 3,000 declared majors in engineering at Houston Community College. Part of the success of our program is our partnerships. We have a partnership with U of H, Texas A&M, and the University of Texas at Tyler. Through our UT Tyler program, students can pursue electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering, as well as construction management. So the ACES degree is the foundation the first 2 years, and then they transfer to the UT Tyler program in Houston. So they have a Houston Engineering Center. And again, this was created at the same time in 2012. They have graduated over 500 students. And so majority of those are HCC students that have gone through the pathway. They only offer the last 2 years, the junior and senior level. They're located right on our HCC A-Lead campus. Their labs, their classes, their professors, everything is right here in Houston. So the students don't need to go to Tyler. It's very convenient. It allows them to pursue internships, and they're able to stay local. And it's the least expensive engineering degree that we're aware of in the United States. It's less than $24,000 for the entire program, freshman through senior year. We also have a partnership through Texas A&M. Students can complete the ACES degree and then transfer as a traditional transfer student. We also have an engineering academy. This is cohort based, as in the students will all be taking their chemistry, their physics, their calculus, and other core courses together, and their engineering courses. The engineering courses are all offered by Texas A&M faculty on our Spring Branch campus. And then the students are able to transfer to College Station to complete their engineering degrees. We also have an academy. This is our newest academy through the University of Houston. We now have 2 locations, one at Katy and one at Fraga, east side of downtown. Both A&M and A&M and U of H are application based. Ideally, the students need to be calculus ready. So we'll go into that a bit more. But through this program, the students can earn a degree in systems engineering, computer engineering and analytics, and construction engineering as new degrees that have been designed in Katy at the U of H Katy campus. And then mechanical, electrical, civil, computer, and industrial engineering, they transition to the main campus once they complete the first 2 years in the academy. The ideal candidate, and same with the Texas A&M, the ideal candidate is a first time in college student. So coming right out of high school, AP courses are great. Dual credit courses are great. If they're a college student, they need to have a 3.0 grade point and average and less than 30 hours on their transcript. Our intent is to have them go through the cohort classes all as one, so that they're able to talk in physics about the engineering and in chemistry about the math, and so they're all kind of on the same page and interacting. And we find that the academy model enables the students to be more successful. Program benefits are co-enrolled, so they are U of H engineering students from the very first day as U of H offers the engineering courses. They have access to all of the student services, the activities, the games, the student organizations, the career fairs, everything that's available on the main campus or to U of H students at any location. Smaller class sizes, significantly lower tuition and fees, and they are able to choose their first choice in engineering with a 3.25 grade point average. Our engineering students are going to locations, to universities all over the United States. And all we ask is that they work with the HCC advisors as well as where they plan to transfer, Rice or Texas State or A&M, or we have a couple that are at Stanford right now. So it's really cool to be able to help a student pursue an opportunity that's out there with their ACES degree and having a strong foundation. One of the benefits of a community college, we were talking about this before the program started, community colleges tend to be a little more nimble than universities, and we created an idea studio. It's a maker space that has 3D printers and a wood shop. We have 2 welding stations. We have a metal shop, laser cutters. You're able to go in and work and create. And a lot of our engineering classes utilize these spaces to challenge our students to create models and then print them out, 3D printing, or use a CNC router to model a project. So there's a lot of great opportunities to have the hands-on before they graduate and before they transfer on to the major universities. Again, Susan Thompson, Houston Community College, please contact me if I can assist. I'm very honored to be involved today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I want to say to everyone here, Susan actually is wildly helpful. And that idea, the Idea Lab, is amazing because I took a tour of it one time. It was awesome. So if you are in Houston, I highly recommend trying to set up being able to see it because it is very, very cool. And I'll tell you my normal, if we were all in person, we would all clap for you. So thank you so much for presenting. And then, next up, we have Tim Wingo, School of Engineering, Technology, Mathematics, and Sciences Pathway Specialist at Dallas College.
Hello, everyone. And thank you for joining us. I'm really excited to be here today. As Kim said, I am Tim Wingo, and I represent Dallas College, specifically the School of Engineering, Technology, Math, and Sciences. And I'm very glad to be here today to talk to you guys about educational opportunities and the support services available to students at our college. So why choose Dallas College? Dallas College offers quality education taught by quality faculty. And our core courses contain the same content that four-year universities use. The college has transfer agreements with major universities around Texas, and the core courses are guaranteed to transfer to these universities. Dallas College is a great educational value, and we offer financial aid if students need that. We offer daytime, evening, and weekend classes at 7 main campuses around Dallas County, and students could take classes online, so it's very convenient for them. Career preparation begins at Dallas College. Whatever STEM career your students might want, we have a pathway to help get them there and a team to support them and help ensure their success. And so some students may be interested in transferring to four-year universities or completing a 2-year degree or certificate and joining the workforce immediately. They can both prepare for their STEM degree at Dallas College. So let's look at some of the most popular STEM degrees for students who are preparing to transfer to a 4-year university. We have transfer agreements with local universities in engineering, and these cover areas such as mechanical engineering for students who might be interested in car design, robotics, for example, electrical engineering, and software engineering. Students who are interested in computer science can start their studies at Dallas College before transferring to universities, and we do have agreements with the local University of Texas, Dallas, for example, in this area. Math majors might be interested in transferring and doing study at a university for become an actuary, or they might want to study data sciences. Many of our students are interested in the biological sciences, and we have a lot of students coming in interested in health fields, and some are interested in true biology, maybe going into a lab, for example. They can prepare at our school and go on to the universities for that. They can also prepare in physical sciences, where they might want to work with forensics, for example, or get a geology degree and work in oceanography. And these are some of the top universities that our students transfer to. Similar to what Susan presented about Houston, we have the opportunity in Dallas to become an Aggie and study locally for a Texas A&M University degree. So students that are admitted to the Texas A&M Chevron Engineering Academy are co-enrolled at Texas A&M and Dallas College. And they take engineering classes taught by Texas A&M faculty at our El Centro campus while completing core courses at our college. Then after 1 or 2 years, they complete a bachelor's degree in engineering at Texas A&M. By starting their degree at Dallas College, they save money. They are preparing for an engineering career that's in high demand, and they benefit from a smaller student faculty ratio in math and science courses at our school. New incoming and current students are eligible for the academy. To qualify, students must be ready for pre-calculus or a higher level of math by their first semester in the academy. Current students need to have a 2.5 GPA or better. You can find more information about the Texas A&M Chevron Engineering Academy on our website. If your students are looking for a fast track to a STEM career, we have pathways to prepare your students to start a career in high demand computer technology jobs after about 2 years of study. And these jobs are super hot right now, and they should continue to experience high growth in the coming years. So let's look at some of our most sought after workforce degrees. Cybersecurity is one of our most popular 2-year workforce degrees right now. Students can start working in network security right out of college. Video game design and animation is another very popular degree plan, 2-year degree. Other high demand computer technology degrees are in cloud computing, networking, and web page design and programming. Students can also prepare in 2 years for careers in STEM-related industries such as electronics, robotics, and computer-controlled precision manufacturing. And I want to make a note here, students who are not yet ready for college-level math, such as algebra, can still study STEM-related degrees and start a high-paying job in a STEM career. We can help students improve their math skills as they develop their technical skills. So even students who are not strong in math, but want us to work in a STEM field, have a pathway to achieve their goals. Dallas College offers several programs designed to help high school students get on the fast track to a college education. So one example of this is dual credit program at Dallas College. And this offers college courses to qualified high school students, and they earn both high school and college credit at the same time. Courses are offered in a variety of subjects: math, science, English, technical courses. The courses are taught either at the college or the high school by college faculty or by high school instructors with the same qualifications. Students in the dual credit programs experience the same academic expectations as students enrolled at Dallas College, and these courses are transferable. So being in this program saves money on college tuition. Students can finish college faster, and can experience an easier transition to college level coursework. Dallas College also is a partner with Dallas Independent School District's Pathways and Technology Early College High School, or P-TECH schools. In a P-TECH school, students earn a high school diploma, an industry-recognized associate degree, and they gain relevant work experience in a growing field. And this is all tuition-free. Dallas College is a partner in the Dallas County Promise Coalition. This coalition provides scholarships to seniors in Promise High schools located in Dallas County. These scholarships cover the cost of tuition at any Dallas College campus for up to 3 years, or the completion of an associate degree. Once students complete a 2-year degree, they're eligible to transfer to a Dallas County Promise University if they meet income and GPA requirements. And you can see a full list of Dallas County Promise partner universities on our website. So now let's look at some of the support resources that we offer for STEM students. The STEM League is a community for students that are interested in STEM, and they provide opportunities for students to connect and learn about student STEM careers outside of the classroom. They organize field trips, they plan campus activities, such as activities for National STEM Day and an annual Dallas College STEM conference, and they create opportunities for students to conduct research in STEM areas. The STEM League also presents the STEM Playbook, which is a series of online skills trainings and professional development workshops for students to prepare for a career in STEM. Recent topics have included problem solving, critical thinking, and educational pathways to STEM careers, kind of what we're looking at today. The Mini Intern program is a partnership between local companies and Dallas College that provides students with real-world business experience through a 10-week externship. Students work as a team to evaluate an issue. They interact weekly on projects, and then the teams present their analysis and recommendations to the host company at the end of the project. Participation in the Mini Intern programs gives students real-world experience, professional networking opportunities, and it allows them to apply what they've learned in their academic courses. Dallas College has been awarded a Hispanic Serving Institution grant to support student learning in STEM areas. This grant currently supports 2 student success centers at our El Centro and Eastfield campuses. Key services provided by these STEM centers include tutoring, advising and transfer assistance, research opportunities, and a computer lab and study space. The STEM centers also offer a math bridge program for recent high school grads to help them prepare for college-level coursework. At Dallas College, students have a team to support their success as they prepare for a STEM career. So for students have a success coach. I, for example, am a pathways specialist working with the School of Engineering, Technology, Math, and Science. We also have faculty, tutors, we have the Academy, STEM Institute, everyone working together to be sure that students are able to do their best work and achieve their goals. If you have any questions or you'd like to know more about our programs, please reach out to us. We would be very happy to assist your students and plan pathways in their STEM career. So I appreciate your attendance today, and I'll be available to answer questions after the presentations.
Awesome, thank you so much. Both of you actually just did. I'm actually really impressed. We did not give you guys a lot of guidance on the presentation, so fabulous job for both of you. And last but not least, we have Chance Neese, Human Resources Business Partner at Jacobs Engineering. Tell us a little bit about what they're up to.
All right, everyone. Well, I'm happy to be here with you today representing Jacobs to talk through from the STEM industry and from a STEM company how we can help support this initiative here. And so what I wanted to kick off with first is to bring a little bit of our culture to this meeting. And so something from Jacobs senior leadership all the way down to any employee is our culture of caring. And so I thought this was a fitting culture of caring slide to share when we talk about all this knowledge that we're sharing with everyone on this call. I know we've heard of knowledge as power, but this phrase, knowledge is empowering, really stood out to me. And I borrowed some tactics here from a website, and you'll see that I've put some in green that I think really are resonating. So knowledge overcomes fear. Knowledge breaks down barriers and facilitates communication. Knowledge reveals the reasons behind the actions. Knowledge leads to intelligent decisions, or at least it helps create an opportunity to make intelligent decisions. Knowledge is motivating and empowering. Knowledge encourages involvement and breeds a feeling of ownership. and knowledge creates opportunities. So just something to bring a little bit of our culture here to this audience and share that with you all. So just a quick agenda of what I wanted to share in my briefing today. So I'm going to do a quick overview, a little bit about me. We're going to talk about what Jacobs does, and then specifically where my site is located, what we do, the types of jobs and career fields that work at my location. We'll dive in more to the careers and talk about entry-level positions, some educational requirements and skills for those positions, pay, training, continuing education, and other benefits that Jacobs offers to continue to help people advance themselves once they're an employee of Jacobs. And then I'll leave you with some advice and thoughts from me on just encouragement if just starting out or interested in the industry, and then if there's any job field career overlap amongst STEM industries. So just a quick bit about me. My name is Neese. My pronouns are he, him, his. On our contract here at my location, I'm a human resources business partner. I've been with Jacobs for 2.5 years. My background is very distant from STEM. My background is actually in retail. I spent 15.5 years in retail. And then through human resources, use that as the vehicle to transition over to the STEM industry. So I spent the last 7.5 years of my time with Target actually in human resources, and then joined Jacobs back in 2019 as an HR business partner. And it's been amazing since being part of the team. So a little bit about our job duties on the HR side, all things people related that you can imagine, including some recruitment, compensation, onboarding, benefits, employee relations, talent development, anything that you can think of from the employee life cycle. We're here to help support those processes for our managers and our employees. And then some extracurricular that I do to support our contract. I am the local ambassador for our LGBTQIA+ employee network. The name of that network is PRISM. And we actually have a total of 8 employee networks as a company that give our employees a chance to feel connected to multiple teams around the company. So what does Jacobs do? Jacobs, and you know, in talking with some of the other presenters right before our actual call started, I know there's some connections with what Jacobs does. We're a global company. We have 55,000 people in 2 lines of businesses throughout the entire world. We do lead the global professional services sector, providing solutions for a more connected, sustainable world. Our tagline here, challenging today and reinventing tomorrow, was part of our rebranding back in 2020 to really bring Jacobs to the forefront of our industry. A little bit about our 2 lines of business. So Critical Mission Solutions is a line of business that I sit in. And this focuses on a lot of our government and commercial customers. So think NASA centers, Department of Defense. Jacobs actually has a presence at every NASA center within the US. And then we're focused in aerospace, technology, and nuclear expertise as well. Cybersecurity is looped into Critical Mission Solutions. And then in People and Places Solutions, we work on buildings and infrastructure and bridges, water facilities, transportation, technology. I know we've done some work to support buildings and airports throughout the US and throughout the entire globe. So, so definitely a huge portfolio of work that we do to support. And then a little bit about Jacobs Clear Lake Group. So Jacobs Clear Lake Group sits out in Houston, Texas. We're in the Clear Lake area, right off of Bay Area Boulevard and Space Center, if you're familiar with the area. We're situated very close to NASA's Johnson Space Center. And we are the prime contractor for NASA's JETS contract, and that stands for the JSC Engineering, Technology, and Science contract that NASA has. So we've been awarded this contract, and you can see here that our NASA customers include some pretty cool work that we get to do and support. The ISS team, so the International Space Station, and commercial cargo in getting products and supplies back up to the crew on the International Space Station, commercial crew, Orion and the parachute program, Gateway. And most of those customers are within our engineering side of our business. And then on our science side, we have astromaterials research and exploration science. When you think about moon rocks, we actually get to curate the moon rocks that come back from space, which is it's just really awesome work that our teams get to do. And I think that when you talk with anyone from Jacobs or from Jacobs Clear Lake Group, you can see just through them that the passion for the mission of space exploration it resonates. So when we talk about jobs and career fields that work at my location, and I'm going to talk about really the location out in the Clear Lake group area, the JETS contract, but this will translate out to our other NASA centers where we have Jacobs presences as well. So we do employ engineers, engineering technologists, technicians, and I have technicians bolded for a reason. I'll come back to that. Scientists, safety, information technology, accounting and finance, and human resources such as myself. So you'll see that we have our technical work side of our business, and we also have our more administrative parts of our work as well. It takes both parts to make our business work. So the reason that I bolded technicians is because when we talk about what types of entry-level positions we have to offer at Jacobs. I polled some of our managers throughout our NASA centers and locally to find out what positions would be available to individuals that may be coming straight out of high school, maybe not enrolled in two-year college programs yet or certifications yet, or maybe they are going to enroll in those programs and they have those 2 years under their belt already. So NASA and Jacobs both offer internship programs. With those internship programs, there may be certain qualifications or requirements that we'll dive into for the specific work or the project that they need. Some of it may not require any experience other than certain coursework related to the project. Others may require some more of that hands-on experience, like what we heard our educational institutions talk about that they offer at their two-year colleges, which I think is phenomenal. We're setting our students up for success. We also we're looking for electronics technicians, lab technicians, desktop support technicians, and shipping and receiving technicians. And these positions are mostly hourly positions. These positions, being more entry level, are a great way for someone to get their foot into the door at Jacobs, start learning more about our industry, about what we do. And then from those positions, they could continue to propel their career through their own initiative and through the support that Jacobs has to offer them. So diving a little bit more into the educational requirements and skills, I wanted to tackle interns first. So for NASA and for Jacobs, it varies based on the intern project. And I know I mentioned that before. So I really encourage if students are looking at these job descriptions, or if educators are looking at the job descriptions to determine how best to equip their students to start applying for roles such as these, take a good look at these job descriptions when applying. Sometimes there's specific coursework that we call out. I know for our Jacobs positions that we offer, we do a really great job of outlining what our requirements are, what our qualifications are, what our preferences are. And so it gives a lot of good detail in those job descriptions. So we want to make sure that you take a look at those. For the electronics technicians, we're looking for analytical problem solving and critical thinking skills, teamwork and interpersonal communication skills, mechanical aptitude, enhanced hand-eye coordination. We understand that some of this may not be fully developed for someone who's coming straight out of high school, but certainly through some of those programs that we heard HCC and Dallas College talk about, there's opportunities out there where students can start to gain some of this experience and the hands-on knowledge. And then I would encourage them to list that as relevant information on their resume, because that's going to stand out for certain positions that we're looking for. Lab technicians, this is a lot around maintaining data within the labs. We're also looking for someone who's been familiar with the lab environment before. With our desktop support technicians, I heard Tim talk about some of the computer information technology opportunities and development that they have at Dallas College, which I think is really awesome, because this one was a little bit more challenging for me to poll from our IT managers to find out what qualifications are we looking for in more of an entry level, or do we even look for entry level positions? The answer is yes, but there may be some certifications such as this CompTIA IT Fundamentals or the CompTIA Network plus certifications. These are affordable certifications that someone can go out and, while they're working, maybe not in the STEM industry just yet, but maybe they're working in a retail job like myself before, and they can complete these certifications. And what this shows employers is that you're capable of completing a certification that's dedicated to the work that we're doing to support our customers and our clients. And so someone that can show those certifications on their resume is also going to stand out to us. We also have shipping and receiving technicians. These soft skills are ability to follow written and verbal instructions, familiarity with shipping and receiving processes, valid driver's license, and ability to pass defensive driving courses. And I think sometimes the challenge with a lot of these technician-like roles is where do I get the experience if I'm not already in the industry? I can tell you, having worked in the retail industry with Target, we had a shipping and receiving department. A lot of companies do, and you know if students are able to secure jobs in maybe those types of maybe non-STEM companies, but with an idea that they want to use that experience on their resume down the road, then that's going to go a long way. Part of what I do and what I did before in my previous role is really helping people market themselves and look at what roles and responsibilities they have in their current work and how to really apply that to a resume for a position that they're truly passionate about. So I wanted to talk a little bit about pay, training, continuing education, and some other benefits that Jacobs offers. These have always blown me away. We care about people to the core of who we are as a business. Regarding pay, I didn't put financials here because it does vary based on the level of work associated with the position. We do have different pay scales. What I encourage here is for candidates to be transparent with the company about their desired pay and inquire about pay ranges for the position. I know on the Jacobs side, our recruiting team will open up about the level of pay for those positions, and we can really determine in those conversations with the candidate if their desired pay fits within the pay scale that we're looking for. And maybe if it's not, maybe if that position isn't a good fit, is there another position that's a good fit for them that they may also qualify for, but that is within their pay range? So it's not just a no and we shut the door. We certainly have a conversation to see if there's still placement elsewhere. When we talk about training, continuing education, and other benefits, I'm happy to say that we do offer an education assistance or a tuition reimbursement program. There are some eligibility guidelines around this program for our employees. Typically, once you've been there a year, you're eligible for education assistance. What I think is great about this is if you start in one of those entry-level technician-like roles and maybe you don't have a degree yet, but you know that you want to pursue a degree, then Jacobs is going to help you pay for that degree for those courses that are applicable to the work or to the work that you want to perform for the company. And we also have external training reimbursement that we support our employees on. So if there's a certification or an external training that someone wants to go out and research and bring back to us, we'll review that and see if we can reimburse for that external training. There's professional membership dues. For myself, I'm part of the Society of HR Management, and so Jacobs pays for my membership to that organization on an annual basis. It keeps me connected with my network of HR colleagues within our industry and outside of our industry, and I think that's a really great opportunity that Jacobs allows us to have. We also offer in-house training and development. Succession planning may be familiar to some individuals here, but we have, when we have our talent or our employees, they're very important to us, and we want to assign them with mentors if they're engaged in doing more, or if they've shown interest in doing more. We have LinkedIn learning modules that help our employees grow their knowledge, soft skills, and technical skills. So there's just a vast array of different in-house training and development that we offer. When we talk about more of our benefits like medical, dental, vision benefits, depending on the employee type, depending on the position that you might be able to secure with Jacobs, if it's for instance, a regular full-time position, then we may be able to provide medical, dental, and vision benefits. So that could be a great offering. And then I know I mentioned before, we have employee networks. There's 8 employee networks or employee resource groups, as some people know them as. And these give our employees an opportunity to really be connected with maybe like-minded individuals or have that community. And we also use those employee networks as a vehicle to continue to help train and develop people and link them up with those mentors that I mentioned. So some great benefits there that we offer. So when I think about an advice and encouragement, and I really, I put this here in thinking of what would I talk to a student about, or someone who's in their early stages of their educational career and determining what they want to do? I think first and foremost, it's important to think about what makes you happy. Is it tinkering with computers? Is it building gadgets? Is it electronics? What is it that you're really passionate about? And then maybe let that help guide you in determining what you want to do for a career. And then your career becomes fun for you too. And it pays you, which is always a win. I do strongly encourage you to involve yourself in school organizations aligned with your career interests and passions. If whether that's in high school or in those community colleges or even the universities, it could be robotics programs. It could be I think that we have engineering organizations at local universities in the Houston area that I've heard about when I go out to career fairs. Wherever you can insert yourself and just learn more and network with people, add it to your resume, do that, it will certainly stand out. I highly encourage leveraging the resources that are already available to you, such as career counseling, resume building, and interviewing techniques. As far as I know, many of our high schools, most of our colleges and universities offer these options and these resources to students, and making sure that the students are aware of these and making sure they get connected with the right folks is important. It helped me throughout my educational career, and I think it's a great benefit. Wanted to also just echo again, paying close attention to job descriptions. And this is something that I think you have to learn over time, but if you're paired up with a career counselor or a resume builder, they can help you with this. Look at what your individual skill set and your experiences are. And for instance, if you've got a background in shipping and receiving, even if it's from a retail organization, and you're applying for a shipping and receiving job over in one of our Jacobs centers that supports NASA, call out those abilities and those skill sets and those experiences on your resume. Highlight those as something that aligns with the job description requirements, because again, that's going to set our students apart from maybe other applicants potentially that are applying for that same position. And then when possible, seek out affordable training and certification programs. If you are working for a place like Jacobs, we may have options to help reimburse you for those programs. I'm a big fan of career fairs and networking. I've had an opportunity in my role to go out with our recruitment team to career fairs, both at the high schools, at the two-year colleges, at the universities. You get to engage with students. You get to talk about what you do at your job, hear about what they want to do, exchange business cards, whatever that looks like, talk about resumes. And we found some really great talent through career fairs. And then when possible, internships. I heard through HCC and Dallas College that there's some partnerships with universities, and then there's internships with companies. Anytime you can snag an internship and get some more experience related to what that career goal is of yours, snag that, use that internship, learn from it, and then add it to your resume, because that absolutely can be used as some experience. And I can give you just a tidbit here. There are times whenever companies will look at how much experience someone has, and that will maybe change their pay scale. And so those internships could very well count as months or years of experience over what someone else may be presenting on their resume. And maybe it positions someone to be in a different pay scale than a truly entry-level person. And then last but not least, persistence certainly pays off. And so I think that the process of jumping into, I need to find a career, I need to get a degree, it can be overwhelming. Stay the course, be persistent, reach out for help, use the resources that are available, and it'll definitely pay off in the end. And then last but not least, just wanted to say thank you to Kim for bringing me into this and being able to be alongside the other presenters and present to you all. And you've got my contact information here. Again, my name is Chance Neese. I'm an HR business partner with Jacobs, and certainly happy to bring you some information from our company today. Kim, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I do, before I forget, because Chancey was talking about all the resources, is other phenomenal resources, and this is very true in especially like Houston and Dallas, are industry groups. So, like it's, the Association of Civil Engineers or the Association of Women in Science, the Women Transportation Seminar, the Society of Women Engineers. They all have very, very active branches. in Dallas and Houston, especially. And they are, the ones that I just mentioned are so wildly dedicated to engaging students, engaging teachers, doing whatever they can to help support anyone's interest in kind of the careers that they're representing. So certainly when I pull some links together from presentations, I'll put together some links too for some of those professional industry groups, because I think that they are just phenomenal resources for everyone. All right, so if I can have Tim, Susan, and Chance back, we'll do some questions.
Okay, hi. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Hello.
Yes, so if anyone has questions.
Yeah, I have one. How is the Project Lead the Way program benefiting you guys? So I've been doing Project Lead the Way, IED, Principles of Engineering, Aerospace Engineering, and Civil Engineering and Architecture. And these kids, I've been doing it maybe 15 years. This is actually the first year I'm not doing it because by accident, they needed an accounting teacher. So I went back into accounting. I went into accounting. And so, but I'd like to know if some of these Project Lead the Way programs that they're doing in engineering, how successful some of these kids are when they come to you at the junior college level or certainly in the workforce at Jacobs.
Well, I can respond. The Project Lead the Way students are awesome. They have a more comprehensive understanding of engineering. And I think a lot of the students that don't have that experience or aren't aware of all of the opportunities and the I can't even say the word right now, that all of the details that are associated with engineering, the AutoCAD, 3D printing, there's so many experiences that benefit them, and it allows them to be much more successful going forward, especially when they get into physics and some of the classes where other students may struggle more. Again, they have a better, stronger foundation.
Anyone else have any questions, pop on the video, chat it to me. I'll just ask it.
I understand they are also Project Lead the Way schools in the elementary, and that's our goal, is to get more students through to engineering. I think it's less than 0.5% of students that graduate with an engineering degree, but getting more women in the pathway. And so a lot of times I think we lose our women in middle school. So if we can get them in Project Lead the Way, elementary, middle school to the high school, that's the key. That it's getting them excited and helping them understand the opportunities. And as you're well aware, I mean, we offer more than engineering, but that was my focus for tonight. But there's huge opportunities going forward. And I think companies, Chance can probably respond to this, but companies see and understand that women think differently. And so it's a huge benefit to have women on their teams.
Yeah, Susan, I agree. And I will say for Jacobs, just from an overall inclusion and diversity standpoint, that's something too that's at the core of what we do. It's something that we've been fostering. And so we certainly on the HR side, right, we make sure that our leaders, our managers, our talent acquisition team are thinking outside the box to make sure that any minority group, right, is certainly given a seat at the table, because we also understand that there's different ways of thinking are valued and they're necessary in our business.
And I might be wrong, but I heard in another Jacobs presentation that you guys are rocking a 50-50 gender parity.
Yes, that's true. Yep. It's absolutely true.
Which I think is so impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of focus, and it's very good.
Yeah. I also want to add too, and this is something I have thought an immense amount about, is one of the things that I actually really like about Project Lead the Way is, science and engineering are, the process in which we do them is relatively similar. I mean, it's an iterative process. And I think in so many ways for students, especially going through the engineering process, just teaches them those iterative process skills. So, when something goes wrong, figuring out where things went wrong and then trying it again, which is, I have a biochem degree, it's the same thing in science. And I think that, there's just a lot more like, moving pieces and kind of background knowledge that sometimes you need to know in order to like, design an experiment and then figure out how to fix it if it goes wrong and all of that. So, I'm a huge fan of anything engineering because I think it really does teach kids those iterative process skills that are so very critical for anyone to be successful in any sort of STEM subject.
We also, sorry.
No, go.
Well, we also have found that a lot of people don't stay in engineering. I mean, they dip the toe in and they find that maybe they're promoted to a manager, or maybe they're in purchasing, or maybe they're on a sales team. But all of that benefits them, and it benefits the team because they have a different way of thinking. They learn that different way of thinking.
Yeah, and it's so wild. So I'll pick on my partner for a second because he was a history major in college and is actually a phenomenal systems thinker. He doesn't work with his hands. He doesn't know how to do it. Not a visual person in that way, but it is really, really interesting to me to see because he thinks the same way I think, which is in that like very systems way. Not sure quite how he got there. He did a lot of reading, I think, as a kid, but in that similar way. So I think, and certainly it is being able to think that way and think about the different inputs into something that will make, in any career you find, you end up in. I certainly find that having a biochem degree helps me immensely.
Yep. Susan, you shook I was just gonna say, Susan shook a marble loose too, and I realized I didn't touch on this in our presentation for Jacobs, or maybe Smalley, but those entry-level positions that I talked about and being able to leverage the tuition reimbursement, that can position someone to then promote into an engineering or a science position, a salary or an exempt position. So there's just so much advancement and growth. So it does my heart good to see people take advantage of the benefits that we offer and then continue to pursue different career paths. We have, to your point, Susan, we've been interviewing on the HR side some other HR folk for our team, and we found that some of these engineers have gone engineering to manager to people leaders, and now they're going to be on the HR squad. So different career paths, right?
Along those lines, I moved from Tulsa. My husband was transferred to Houston, and I worked with Nordam, and they cross-train all of their employees. And so one of the engineers that I was working with was being cross-trained in the HR department.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And I also know, and it's reminding me of, I heard a presentation last year, and he actually talked a little bit about sort of the, broadly speaking, kind of engineering career path. And he was like, okay, yeah, when you start out, you're working on a lot of projects and you're doing all this like, technical stuff. And he's like, it is, he's like, and one of the things he mentioned and talked about was he's now doing like, some more project management and like people management, and how important it is to him that he has this engineering background, as a project leader, and like, and people manager on projects, because I think, because he can see how, some of those HR things and that people management skills, and he can see how that all kind of plays out, and that it is, it's the people skills, in addition to, those technical skills that I think, has made him really, really successful, because he's in middle management and I think he's like 30. So kudos to him. Okay, so actually, this is one question we have is, if thinking back on your own career, if you, thinking about what you know now about sort of career pathways and all of that, is there anything you would have changed or done differently? Or a lesson learned or something that you learned about yourself that you would, think teachers might be interested in hearing?
Mine has been total chance all the way. So I'm probably not a good example, but I used to be a recruiter, and then I worked in leadership programs at a university and then moved into student activities. So my pathway was in university life. And then my husband was transferred, and I met a gentleman that works on the state regents. And he asked me to start an engineering, it's Tulsa Alliance for Engineering. I was like, I don't even know what engineers do. I don't know what they, so my background is not engineering, but I wish someone had talked to me about engineering, because I think it's the coolest opportunity. And even just getting the basics in there and maybe going another pathway, but there's so many opportunities. And so the bottom line is keep your options open, look for opportunities. Every person you meet may be that link. I mean, all my last 3 jobs have been created for me because of specific skills that I have. I do not fit in a box. And there's probably a lot of you that are not quite like that as well. So So just be open and be aware and knock on doors, and just, you never know what life will hand you. I'm here anxious to hear what she has to say.
Well, I think for me, I was thinking, like, looking back at my career, mine's a little bit different, right? Because my degree is not in a STEM degree. So my degree is in marketing and business management, and I was working in retail at the time. I was trying to understand how can I apply this marketing and management dual degree to what I want to do in the future. I just knew I wanted to help people, and so a manager of mine sat down with me and she said, you can absolutely help market people and their skills through marketing, right? You can help them really tap into what are they really great at, and then make sure that they highlight that on their resume or their profile, LinkedIn, whatever that looks like. And so that was eye-opening to me to really kind of have that spin on, hey, I can still use those tactics that I learned in school and help people, which is what I enjoy doing, to continue to advance themselves, whether personally or professionally. I will say that it's something that I feel like always went well for me throughout my career path, educational and professional, is never being afraid. And Susan, I like your term, knock on doors, go talk to people. If it's a career counselor or a resume builder or joining a professional organization, linking up and networking with people, I think it helped build confidence. I got to meet new people in the industry. Those were all great things. Don't turn down an interview. Interviewing is, I think, one of the most awesome ways to just build up your interviewing skills, and it's a good learning experience. So those are some takeaways from, I guess, my path through now.
And I actually want to read a comment from Paula. So from an immunology PhD who is now an associate dean of pathway success, you can find STEM fields everywhere. Embrace your love for STEM and embrace opportunities that you might not have considered. I can say this as someone who was a biochemistry major, realized my junior year of college that turns out not a big fan of bench work. And the only other thing I thought I could do with my degree was become a doctor. And I was just like, I don't know what to do at this point, but I'm halfway through my junior year. I just got to finish this up. At least I enjoy learning this material. And it's funny, I actually ended up working in after-school programming on working with refugee youth and their families. Which is, I have zero educational background in any of that. And now I work for STEM education organization, back to using my biochemistry degree. But I think for me, it's been so much of what I learned from biochemistry or like some STEM subjects is how to teach myself, how to find out information, how to figure out how to put pieces of information together in ways that, I don't know, someone else might not have noticed, or in ways that, honestly, for myself, just they make sense that information goes together that way, which is something, I think about a lot with sort of my degree and now what I do now, which is, it is, like this event is very much thinking about, okay, what are teachers facing? What's, the fact that guidance counselors, like as of 2 years ago, the statistic I read was guidance counselors have an average of 500 students for their caseload. And guidance counselors come from humanities backgrounds. And so I know it's on the STEM teachers. Like it's something I know through and through. But, and I think, but I also need to know about all these STEM workforce stuff. And then, higher education, I think, certainly from my end, the ability to put those pieces together is how I end up here in events like this, trying to put some of the pieces together for everyone else. Because I think there's a lot of very, very exciting things happening, but there's a lot of things happening. So I think it can be really challenging to, find out where you're going.
Well, I want to pull out a topic that Chance mentioned, and I push this all the time. It's just not my presentation today. I pulled it out because I thought I had 10 minutes. So, but we encourage all of our students to pursue internships. And it's really difficult. There are not a lot of companies that are open to community college internships, but if you have statics and dynamics on your resume, and that advice to put it on is awesome. So there may be opportunities as you get into your sophomore level, but definitely your junior and senior. But I encourage students just to do informal interviews. If find somebody at Jacobs, sit them down and say, what do I need to know? What do you wish you had known at my age? What courses should I take? Mm-hmm. And if you can get an internship, awesome. Maybe there's a day of shadowing, because that may tell you in biomedical engineering that that's not quite what you want. So anytime you have an opportunity to shadow or to talk to a professor or a professional or a next door neighbor, and just kind of, mine their experiences, I think it benefits everybody.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. And I will say, because every time I've ever talked to anyone who works in STEM, they very much want to tell you all about their job. They absolutely. So, you can cold email people, you can cold email professors, you can cold email or call anyone who's working in these fields. And they are quite honestly very excited to talk to people about what they do all day. Because so many of them just simply love what they do. So I will do a last call for questions if anyone else has anything outstanding.
I wanted to follow up something on that. On that, in my position, we are helping students to connect with the education that will prepare them for the career that they want. And we see a lot of overlap between career pathways and educational pathways. And so that's something I would say to teachers and people who are working in education, encourage your students that it's not just a direct path all the time. There's side exits to take and interesting things that you can do on the side that can kind of put things together. And one of the things that I wanted to stress today was there might be an idea that if you're going to do something in STEM, you have to be very good in math and very good in science. But we don't want to turn away students who love math, love STEM, want to work with their hands, want to do something, and they find those particular classes difficult. Let's find something that's connected, something that's a little bit off to the side, adjacent, where they can contribute. And I think Chance said that as well. There's a lot of stuff going on in his company, not just engineering. So I would encourage any educator that's out there, if students are coming, say, look at all the broad paths and how things overlap, how things are connected. When you're thinking about careers.
No, thank you. I can tell you my younger brother was never one for math or science, but he loves sound recording. And now he designs and builds custom, the audio-visual back end for custom conference rooms for corporations. And he's phenomenal at his job. He builds all the custom racks with all the servers and all the various electrical components. He might have gotten to algebra 2 in high school, but again, he's phenomenal with his hands. And I think that there's so much value in being able to be good at working with your hands. So thank you all so very much for joining us today.